I am Dr. Elizabeth Hughes. Thank you so much for joining me. Today, I'm going to answer the important question, how does stress affect the brain? Now, before I answer the question of how stress affects the brain, it's really important to understand how much of our body's resources go to our brain. When we are at rest, the brain takes about 75% of our oxygen. That's right. This tiny little part up here takes more than half of our oxygen, leaving everything else getting less. But when we're at rest, that's okay. But here's the deal. The brain needs that amount of oxygen, and it needs that amount of energy. It sucks up glucose, which is sugar in the blood, like you wouldn't believe. It needs that amount to function. Okay, so when you are stressed, as I've said in my other videos about how stress affects the body, when you are stressed, your body releases a set of hormones that changes the fundamental way the body functions, including where blood flows through the body. Blood doesn't go every place evenly all the time. The body adjusts. And what the body does is it cuts off blood flow to the brain. Not to all of the brain, but to good parts of the brain, including the frontal lobe, what's right up here, the part of the body that is involved in judgment and thought and critical thinking and planning and all of those things that make us human. It also restricts blood flow to parts of the body, or parts of the brain, like memory centers. It keeps active only the parts of the brain that can detect threat. So your eyes and your ears, hearing can get really good, sight, vision can get very, very focused, but the rest of the brain gets less blood flow. But remember, I said that the brain needs an enormous amount of oxygen and an enormous amount of blood flow and glucose. So when you are under stress, your brain effectively is starving and doesn't get enough oxygen. Your brain just isn't getting enough fuel. And so this can be why you can feel like you've got brain fog or your brain just isn't working when you are under stress. That's how stress works. It's sending the blood flow to places that you need for survival. And that's where the problem comes, because usually when you're under stress, it's not really for your survival. It's just that your body thinks it is. All right. So that is how stress affects the brain. It's a profound effect, and it can happen very rapidly. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment. I love that. You can also check out my other videos, and you can find me at elizabethhughesmd.com. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you again soon.